Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Oak Grove. Good morning, Bagley. Good morning, Rochester. Good morning, Floor Director Tyler, who just walked in. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and National American University's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
National American University. One day, one. Is that the thing?
Yep. One day, one night. Saturday's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we could do the whole thing.
Welcome back, my dear friend.
Thank you.
How was your vacation? I'm just
great.
joking. You're in trouble.
Oh.
So here we go.
Welcome back. Hello, how are you? Things are great. Okay, you're in trouble.
We'll get to your vacation a little bit later. So, Kendall,
Yes.
how long have we known each other?
Almost 3 years now.
Okay. And other than being a beautiful, talented, witty, loving, caring, fantastic sidekick,
Wow, thanks.
you have another obligation other than your traffic Tina. Beep, beep. You tell people where not to drive.
Yep.
But you also, for our show, you also book stories for us to go shoot, right?
Yep.
Mainly from yours truly, okay? It's that part of your job that we need to discuss today.
Oh, I knew where this was going.
Okay. So, Kendall, I asked you a few minutes ago how long we've known each other, and it's about 3 years, right?
Yep.
Okay. And in that time, if you've known someone 3 years, I would imagine you would know some of their likes, their dislikes, their crippling fears. You know, am I fair to say that?
Crippling fears.
Exactly. You get to know them.
Okay.
Am I right? I just want confirmation. I'm right on all of this, right?
Concur.
Okay.
I concur.
So, Kendall, imagine my surprise. Last week, what day was this, Eric?
Monday.
Monday. A week ago today, imagine my surprise when during a commercial break, I'm reviewing my schedule for the rest of the day, and I see, okay, Jason has a shoot for a thing called the Canopy Tour. And I thought, how lovely. We're going to view, it's like a village of canopies, like a lunch park or something. Like, you know, canopies where you sit under it, you have lunch, maybe a delightful cocktail, an amuse-bouche, and whatever. So Eric, photographer Eric said, Shane. Shane said, Jace, I'm surprised you agreed to this. And I said, agreed to what? Who doesn't love a canopy? And she said, Jason, this is an aerial adventure park.
Yep.
To which I said, Shane, that can't be. Kendall knows that I have a crippling fear of heights. She would never schedule me for an aerial adventure park. To which then Eric said, and I quote, no, I've seen the website. It's an aerial adventure park. So we went there. And it is, in fact, an aerial adventure park where the highest of the high is basically 50 feet in the air, where they wanted me to do, and I quote, the leap of faith, where I leap off of a perfectly good plank of wood
and just go.
And fall.
Yeah.
But the guy goes, don't worry, you're attached to a cable. Now, I have to ask you, why in the world would you think this was a good idea?
Well, if I had gone, it would have just been like, oh, look at Kendall does the Canopy Tour, cool, yada yada, boom, boom, boom. But if Jason goes, this could be hilarious.
You know what was hilarious? Me having an 11-year-old do it for me.
Oh.
That was what was hilarious.
In my defense, I did send an original email out like a month ago. You just didn't read it.
No, Jeff said, somebody laid on Sassy Beach during her vacation.
June. I think I sent it in June.
Jeff claims there was a meeting. Executive producer Jeff claims
There was, where
there
I
was a
asked if
meeting.
you had been there
Yeah.
before, and like, would you be interested in going? And you were like, oh, that sounds fine, blah, 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 and you were on your phone.
Yeah, which means I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, which means that executive producer Jeff, producer Ted, and I think even director Leo was there, all agree that you agreed to do this.
What? Leo doesn't pay attention. Today he walked out of our meeting. He got bored and was like, I'm out. Nobody. Anyway, we did the story.
Yes.
You're going to see it Wednesday. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now.
How were the Kerfoot folks? They're so nice.
They were real delightful when I said no. How about no? You'll see it on Wednesday. There's a special little message in there for you.
Okay.
Right now, there's a message for you. Hope you're hungry. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Let's send Jason 50 feet in the air.
The story writes itself, Jason.
It does. HBO's new hit comedy drama, The White Lotus, wrapped up its season last night. I looked on Twitter. It's #3 trending around the country. The show, if you don't know, stars Murray Bartlett, Connie Britton, Jennifer Coolidge. And we finally found out who was in the body bag. No spoilers. Do not worry. But this is, critics have said this is, I think they're going to roam the critics' quotes right there. This has turned into the show of the summer, as a lot of HBO shows do. If you don't know what it is, quick recap. It's about a bunch of rich folks that come to this Hawaiian resort. All of them in their lives are in various points of disarray. The theme is basically the old, don't always judge a book by its cover. Just because these people have a lot of money, it seems like they have a good life. They really don't. You never know what happens behind closed doors. Their lives touch a little bit, all of these visitors. Bottom line, I loved this show. I liked it in episode 1. I grew to capital L love it by the finale last night.
Ooh.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorites from HBO in a little while. This and Mayor of Easttown. Now, the finale, I did not love, but that's good because I like that I was surprised where the writer, creator, director left all the characters. I don't mind that I did not agree with
The whole thing?
Yeah, there were a couple character choices that I was like, really? That's where you're going to leave person X? I wouldn't do that, but that's good. I don't need everything wrapped up in a beautiful bow and everybody's happy because not everybody's happy.
Right.
I mean, obviously, a week ago Monday, I was 50 feet in the air. You're not happy all the time.
Not happy.
Overall, though, White Lotus, brilliant. Okay. Brilliant, dark, funny, thought-provoking, great acting. Jennifer Coolidge remains one of the best things out of Hollywood, period. You haven't started this, have you?
No. There's this thing called an HBO Max password. We talk about it all
crap.
the time.
Oh, God. What's your email again? Next in the dish, there's no crying in baseball. It's one of the most iconic movie lines out of the 90s, wouldn't you say? Well, A League of Their Own was the movie that line came from. And get this, we learned over the weekend it was supposed to have a much different look. Deborah Winger, Officer and a Gentleman, Tears of Endearment. Give my daughter the shot! She was cast to play Dottie. She even trained with the Cubbies for 3 months prior to filming. But listen to this. When Deborah Winger found out that Penny Marshall had cast Madonna, she felt that Penny was making a fluff film, so she left. And Gina Davis took the role and won a ton of awards. She said she was still paid. It was a pay-or-play deal that Deborah had. And then she went on to bust on the movie. She was like, Gina Davis did okay. And then with Madonna, she says, well, I think her film career speaks for herself. And she goes, and get over yourself, Deborah Winger. You've been a pill since the early 80s. And come on. All right, just get over yourself. I love you. I really like Officer and a Gentleman is one of my, I love that movie. And I love Terms of Endearment. But come on. Sit down, Deborah. Sit down.
If this is how you're making news,
yeah.
Come on. When we were reading this, just looking at it, I was like, who's Deborah Winger? I had to look it up. I mean, honestly, because she hasn't done anything that I know of in a long time.
You can't take away a little positivity. In the 80s, she was the actress, man. I mean, look at, again, those two movies right there, Terms of Endearment and An Officer and a Gentleman with Richard Gere. But here's the deal. The classy thing to do in that interview,
Yes.
instead of, if you didn't like what Gina did or what the late, great Penny Marshall did with the movie, just say, you know what, it was great, or no comment. Why do you have to do that?
Right.
Especially with the Penny, she's dead. Why?
Right.
I mean,
all she had to say was, oh yeah, I almost did that movie, but then I didn't. I chose not to. And then, oh, well, why not? It wasn't working for me.
Yeah,
Whatever. I mean,
she said that people watch the movie would never believe that the actresses, Madonna, Rosie, that they were real
Character, like real people.
baseball players. I'm sorry, Deborah Winger. I respectfully disagree. They all trained. I think they all looked like ball players.
I think it was
Lori
a great
Petty.
movie.
Remember Lori Petty looked like a ball player. Gina Davis to me looked like a ball. I bought it.
Yes, we did.
Whatever. Bitter Betty Party of One. Your table's available.
Ooh.
Hey, next in the dish, Marlee Matlin, now she's another great actress from the 80s era, but she's still working, was on CBS Sunday Morning. She won an Oscar when she was 21 years old and is the only deaf person to ever win an Academy Award. But it has not been all smooth sailing, as you learn in this interview. Look.
The night she won the Oscar, she'd been out of rehab for a serious drug addiction for just 30 days. After the parties, she got into a limo with her Oscar and her co-star and boyfriend, William Hurt.
He didn't sit next to me. He sat across from me. He looked at me, looked at the Oscar, looked at me, looked at the Oscar. And he said, do you realize how many actors have worked for so many years to get what you got, that little man, in one film? And I didn't know what to say. I couldn't say anything.
You say, we're over and get the hell out of my limo. That's what you say. Marlee became close friends with the Fonz, Henry Winkler, who helped her stay sober. She's now in the new Apple TV Plus movie called Coda, which features a predominantly deaf cast. I've had the pleasure, I have had the pleasure to meet her several times on the red carpet at the Starkey Hearing Gala. She is lovely. There's the word. Lovely. She's just like a beautiful presence and very nice to talk to. And can you imagine saying that to somebody? Your girlfriend, you just won the Oscar,
Right.
and you bust on her?
Like within minutes?
Yeah.
Get out of public and all of a sudden the crazy comes out?
Exactly. Anyway, go get some more Fruit Loops, maybe a Pop-Tart, maybe another glass of Tang. Meet us back here in just a few minutes. We're just getting started. Back in a moment.
Let's make it a good day.
Coming up in just a little bit, leave Lizzo alone. She breaks down on Instagram Live after internet trolls come after her for her weight, race, and music. Then we're heading up north, the hidden gems of Ely, great restaurants, shops, and more with Stephanie Hansen. And from big birthdays to huge reunions, you all are showing us your weekend. That and more when we come back.
Negative press or lawsuits. And it's not just companies involved here. Everyone is vulnerable to ransomware, even this woman.
Ina Simone is retired. She's a mother and grandmother from Russia who now lives outside of Boston. In the fall of 2014, her home computer started acting strangely. Ina saw dozens of these messages. They were all the same. They read, "Your files are encrypted. To get the key to decrypt them, you have to pay $500. All of her files were locked. Tax returns, financial papers, letters, even the precious photos of her granddaughter Zoe. Tuesday afternoon, the full ransom was sent to the hacker's account. Ina inserted one short message to the criminals with her payment.
I wrote, I wish you all will drop dead.
Yeah. You almost forgot that woman was going to be Russian for a moment, didn't you? And then she's really Russian. She is enjoying herself. You can tell that this isn't the first time she's wished death on someone, and also that this wouldn't be the first time her wish came true.
New episode of John Oliver last night, talking ransomware over there on HBO. I love that show. It's my Monday night tradition. Get a little salad, watch Sunday nights last week tonight. So good. You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for our good friend Brad from the TMZ Newsroom. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Jason. How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. First up, Travis Barker flew in an airplane. Now, people, if they don't know Travis, are thinking, why is this a big deal? Why is this a big deal?
Well, this is a big deal, Jason, because it's the first time he's flown since 2008. If you don't know the history, Travis was involved in a very serious plane crash back in 2008 that actually killed 4 other people. He survived with third-degree burns to 65% of his body, but vowed after that flight that he would never fly again. Now, fast forward to this weekend, he went down to Cabo with his girlfriend Kourtney Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and her boyfriend Corey Gamble. So, look, he's not over the fear, but it looks like he's working to fight against it, which is really good for Travis.
Absolutely. I've had a fear of flying about 10 years ago. It's hard to overcome.
It is, especially when you consider he had a fear of flying before the crash.
Yeah.
And actually, in an interview years ago, he said, you know what, before that flight took off, something didn't feel right, and I called my dad and told him something was off, and you just see what happened.
Next up, Bill Maher is defending Matt Damon. What did he say?
Well, Matt Damon got a lot of heat a couple weeks ago because he was telling a story in an interview where he used the homophobic slur, the F word, and a joke that he was telling his daughter. And his daughter schooled him on it, said, look, it's unbelievable that you'd say that, here's why it's wrong. And Matt Damon got a lot of heat for that. So Bill Maher's saying, look, Matt Damon, of all people, is someone who has given back to charity. He helps countries like Haiti. He's the last person that social media needs to take down, and Bill Maher's kind of taking out cancel culture as well, especially when it's someone who's done nothing but good things for so many years.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything that Bill says, but I watched his entire monologue on Matt, and I agree. I said it a couple weeks ago about it. There's other people to hate on. Finally, Jay-Z is planning on getting into the sports betting business. What's he doing?
He is. It's really interesting considering no other artist has really done something like this. But the New York Gaming Commission is accepting applicants for a sports book program. Now, I believe there's at least 6 applicants so far. Jay-Z is part of one of those groups, and 2 of those groups will be accepted. He's actually teamed up with Michael Rubin, who is one of the partners of the Philadelphia 76ers. So if Jay-Z if his offer is accepted, I mean, this is a billion dollar industry, Jason. So this could be a lot of money for Jay-Z.
May I end on a compliment, Brad? Your mustache game is on fire today.
Thanks, Jason. I thought I could hide it under the mask here in our office, but then I have the live shots where it's got to come out, so I appreciate that.
It is a strong game you got going on there, buddy. I love it.
Jason.
Brad
Appreciate
from
it.
TMZ. For more of these stories, go to tmz.com. So I was a little worked up in that first segment, wasn't I, Kendall? I was going off on you. So I, try to balance things out. May I just say something nice about executive producer Jeff real quick? And it's / a best thing ever. He gave me, Eric, can we get a little shot of this? I am obsessed with this. Y'all know I love the Disney World. I don't need to tell you that again. He researched and found these candles that smell like hotels and rides and stuff inside Disney World, because a lot of these hotels have very distinct smells. They have fragrances that they pump in.
Yeah.
This one smells just like Disney's Polynesian Hotel.
What?
And it does. I just want to sit here for the rest of the show like this, but that would be odd.
It would be a little awkward.
It would be awkward. Yeah. But it's called Park Scents. You can find it online. It's an impromptu best thing ever. But how thoughtful of Jeff.
Park Scents.
Park Scents,
That is
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm just going to, every so often I just get, if I do that, don't judge. It's
They're just his smelling salts.
a little smell of happiness. Next in the dish, actress Jane Krakowski was on Sunday Today with Willie Geist. She's had, you guys know this, she was on Ally McBeal, 30 Rock, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. She talked about her previous roles, all of them. Look.
So there are a bunch of great roles that you're associated with on TV. Did you feel your life changing? People know who you are. Okay, oh, you're from Ally McBeal.
I sum this up as sort of kind of what the whole experience kind of felt like. We flew out coach and we flew back first class.
There you go.
Warm, fresh cookies and all, which was a first for me.
What do you hear about the most? Ally McBeal,
I'm easy. I know.
30 Rock, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. That's my thing.
Kimmy
You need to
Schmidt.
be here by 6 every morning to get Buckley up for school. Then get me up at 10, but don't wake me up.
What I like about the characters that I play, even though they're flawed, I have radical compassion for them all. And I think that is something I'm so happy I infuse in my characters. And now I want to infuse that everywhere in life. I think we're at a time in life where we all should have radical compassion for each other and for everyone we meet on a day-to-day basis.
Amen. Especially now, we feel that, don't we?
I do more than ever.
Absolutely. Radical compassion. What a novel concept. She is in a pair of Apple TV Plus shows, Angie Dickinson and Dickinson and Schmigadoon. I don't know why I added Angie Dickinson. She played policewoman in the 70s. Do you know who Angie Dickinson is?
No.
Don't worry about it. You won't get any points taken off for not knowing her. But anyway, I love Jane Krakowski. And when I think of her, I immediately think of Ally McBeal, only because, it was here on Fox, and it was Ally McBeal was a massive hit. If you look at the history of our network of the FOX, maybe you're watching us on NBC, but you can point to a couple big shows. 21 Jump Street was the beginning. Married with Children, In Living Color, 90210,
American Idol.
Idol and Ally McBeal, And then our wonderful reality shows, Man vs. Beast, Man Marries Beast, I don't know if they ever did the Man Marries
All
Beast
the Beasts.
one. All the Beasts. Next in the dish, Cardi B and Missy Elliott are coming to the defense of Lizzo. Why? Well, the singer got real emotional doing an Instagram Live. She called out fans for their hateful messages after she and Cardi B did a collaboration. She said the messages were a big mix of 3 different categories. They were fat shaming, or they were racist laced, or they were accusing her of only making music that catered to white people, which none of them make sense to me. None of them. And again, you know how I feel. I think you are a bottom-dwelling sea creature if you fat shame people. You need to check yourself how damaged you are if you're fat shaming somebody. I just think it's disgusting. And then the music for white people, I don't understand that. I've always thought of Lizzo as just a great artist appealing to a mass audience. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. I didn't think being a success across a wide swath of demographics was a net negative.
Right.
So I don't know what they're coming after her for. And I love that she did this because I think, and I'm included, I think people, when you think of celebrities, you think, oh, they have so much money that they don't take these things personal. They have so many fans that bad comments on Instagram don't bother them. It does. She's human. Imagine going through your timeline and just reading seas of negativity. It knocks at your, I always say, it takes a chunk off your soul a little bit.
Absolutely. And Cardi B came to her defense right away and was like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. This song is like #1 already. And then Octavia Spencer said something really nice about her. All these people are like, hey, calm down, people. Who doesn't love Lizzo? She just puts love into the world.
Yeah.
Why would you bring so much hate to her?
I was reading a study. I don't want to bring the party down, but I was reading it. None of this is a surprise to me because online hate and hateful messages are up. It was double digits in just the last 14 months because people are miserable. People are just not in a good mood, and then they're taking their anger out sideways on people online. Because again, I've said it for 15 years. It's really easy to say this crap behind the protection of a keyboard and a mouse. But if you ran into Lizzo at Aldi, you wouldn't have the kahunas to say any of this to her, and you know it. I just said this about my friend Lori Barghini on My Talk. Lori lost a friend, a lifelong friend to COVID, and then she received a river of horrible, hateful emails busting on her because of her stance on vaccines. And I say, what the hell is wrong with you? Have you lost your humanity? That the woman who just lost her friend, you think that's a good time to send a hateful message? You've lost your mind. Yeah. You've lost your mind. Have some compassion for the love of God. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Look who's here. In her jumper. Stylish jumper, the jumpsuit. The cabin life is still in full swing in Minnesota. If you're heading up north, we have an expert who knows everything about Ely. a magical place called Ely. Joining us from the Weekly Dish, our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen. Hello. I love seeing you in person.
I'm so excited to talk about my favorite place.
Why is Ely, let me just start, general question, why is Ely, what is it about Ely, generally speaking?
First of all, I have a cabin there, so that makes it great.
I wouldn't know, I've never been invited.
Because there's an outhouse and you won't go to the outhouse.
You're right.
It's on an island. However, it's a very diverse place because you have a lot of people that are real outdoors enthusiasts because it's right at the entry of the Boundary Waters canoe area. But it's also got this rich history of mining, and just the town has a rich history. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and it's just a cool place, and you meet lots of neat people.
Okay, well, let's start in specifics. Let's start with shopping.
Okay, so whenever you go to a cabin, you always get a rainy day. And
always.
A perfect place is they're shopping for that rainy day, a place to eat on that rainy day, maybe somewhere cool to get a drink. And Ely has all the above. They have Paragus, which is like a world-class outfitter. And they've got great outdoor clothes, but also they've got a really cool bookstore that has a lot of Minnesota authors.
Oh, nice.
They also have a store called Potluck. That's my new favorite kitchen store because it's new kitchen things, but also vintage kitchen things. So you can find like those old cookie cutters for biscuits and that kind of thing, cast iron, but also you can get new things. I just think it's the cutest store.
Mealy's.
Okay, Mealy's is a sauna store. So I think
I'm sorry, what?
A sauna store, and if you're Finnish, you say sauna.
Sauna, yeah, that's.
Sauna.
I've been corrected many. That's the right. That's the correct pronunciation.
I don't know. I have one, and we just say sauna.
Yeah.
But they sell like the soaps, the scrub brushes. They've also got beautiful wooden furniture. It's a great gift store with lots of regional gifts.
Sauna. Okay, Legacy.
Legacy Toys started in Ely, and they have 5 locations now, and one in the Mall of America. And they're just a great toy store. Again, you're at a cabin, it's raining, you need puzzles, you need games, you need cards, you need fun things for the kids, and they do a great job there.
I didn't know there were multiple locations.
Yeah, I think they're up to 5 now, and they started in Ely.
And they're locally, oh, I love that.
Yes, Minnesota company.
Okay, and Ely's old-fashioned candy.
Okay, if you can get Necco wafers and the wax bottles and wacky wafers and old-fashioned, like 40 different kinds of soda, this is next to the movie theater that they've rehabbed and is open for movies. They have first run and they do second run screenings too. And it's right next to the candy store, and it's just a fun place to go get root beer barrels and the fake cigarettes that you used to puff that so your mom thought you smoked.
They do not still sell those, do they?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, totally.
They can still. I thought the.
No, they're candy. I'm sure it's not politically correct, but what the heck?
Yeah, we
little
all
puffs of smoke.
I mean,
they're
again,
like Virginia Slims.
I know. In the 70s and 80s, when they didn't care about the kids, they just no. Again, okay, let's talk food and drink. Burnside.
Okay, Burnside Lodge is a historic place. It's on the historic register. It's an old logging resort, and they have a restaurant, they have a bar, they have a gift shop. Charles Corral said that this was one of the 1,001 places to see before you die, and he's not wrong. We park our boat here, and it's like the beginning of Burnside Lake starts there. There's just the old-fashioned marina. It's beautiful.
Insula.
Insula is my favorite restaurant in Ely. I've never had a Northern Pike sandwich, but they have that in Ely. They also make awesome fried chicken. You can get a half of a fried chicken with spinach and fries for $15. Like a half a chicken, that's a lot.
It looks really trendy.
Oh, it's awesome. It's one of my new favorite spots up there. Great Bloody Marys too.
And Boathouse Brew Pub.
Okay, this place is super cute. They're a brewery, but their favorite selling beer, I had it a couple weekends ago. It's a blonde lager and they throw blueberries in it. So it's super tasty. It kind of tastes like, and I know this sounds weird, but it works. It tastes like a blueberry muffin when you're drinking this beer. It's light, it's refreshing, but the smell is like a baked good. It's weird.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good, I swear.
Because when you're drinking, I'm not a beer drinker, you know that. But I'm trying to represent the beer drinkers. When you're drinking the beer, do you really want it to taste like a blueberry muffin?
I think it's more the smell than the taste, but yes, there are like shandies and there are sours, and if you haven't seen the State Fair beer list, it is full of fruity flavors. That's really what is on trend right now for beer. So I think even the diehard beer guys like it.
Outdoor activities. I mean, because I know you're outdoorsy. I mean, you did wrestle a gator on this show live.
I did in my paddleboard.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Bear Center that has real bears that you can see. There's also the Ely Wolf Center that has cubs usually every spring. There is, I know you're looking at me when I said the bear center with real bears.
Yeah.
There's 3 real bears up there that you can see. Also, you're close to the Boundary Water, so canoeing, hiking. There's a great hike that's called the Bass Lake Trail that is just beautiful.
Have you ever encountered wildlife at your cabin?
I have. I've seen a bear.
What?
Like
No,
lots of times.
You've seen...
There was a bear in my front yard that got my bird feeder because I shouldn't have had a bird feeder, but I thought thistle, like who eats thistle? No one except birds. But nope, it was a brown bear came, grabbed my feeder off the like shepherd's hook, bent it down to get it, and then walked away with it in his mouth like it was a bone, and proceeded to sit in front of my house for 3 hours eating all of it. Yep.
And you
I've
just
also
watched them.
seen last weekend I got slapped by a beaver. I'm serious. Up on this trail, there was a beaver. And it made the big slapping sound, which is how they warn you to get away. I know, I did.
I don't know what you speak of. It's been a long time.
You've never been slapped by a beaver? There are about 5 to, I would say, 10 beavers actually on Burnside Lake up in the Dead River, and they have these big mounds. If you go at dusk and you're very quiet in your canoe, you'll run into the beavers. They're cute.
More with Stephanie Hansen when we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Beaver Weekly, everyone.
We learned a lot about beavers during the break.
We sure did. We're talking to Stephanie Hansen.
Kendall saw a beaver last week, too.
She did.
Said.
There's a lot of wildlife encounters on this show.
Yes.
Okay, so we love to kind of pick your brain when you're here. Things that you're loving in the food industry. And the first one is Belcourt.
Okay. I mean, how can you not love them? Let's just start with that crepe cake. It's like 48 layers of crepe with whipped cream in between. It is so fantastic.
Okay, but can you let me play not devil's advocate?
Please, because I don't know that there's a devil in the bakery section.
No, there isn't. Being Beaver Wrangler, give me a minute.
Okay.
If people are watching and they hear the name Gavin Kaysen a lot, why is he? Because a lot of restaurants open that don't get the coverage.
Sure.
I mean, he parts his hair on the other side, and we're, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
Explain to folks why he's a big deal.
He's a big deal because Diane Moa, who is his head pastry chef,
Yep.
who makes him a big deal. Because
With Belcourt, with the bakery.
He's a chef in his own right,
Yeah.
but she heads up the bakery program, and her pastries are just so fantastic. I love an almond croissant. I love a chocolate croissant. I had this weekend the most revelatory chocolate and almond croissant that had like a pastry cream in it. It was the most delicious thing. The BLTs looked amazing. I mean, if you can make a BLT look amazing and not pedestrian, you're pretty great. Her crepe cake, her cakes, just everything about
She's
it
a
is like
superstar.
a French bakery like you would have in France. And that's the closest that we get in the Twin Cities. It was really good. It was
She's
amazing.
a treasure.
Yeah,
She is a treasure.
Absolutely. It's her.
Yeah, but they're inside the Cooks of Crocus
Inside
Hill.
Cooks at Crocus Hill. The old counter where you would pay for your goods has been turned into a deli and a bakery counter.
Yeah.
And you can still find all the stuff you would at Cook's. There's just an added reason to go in. I got a cup of coffee and a croissant. I was the happiest I've been in months. Telling you.
What does that say about her? I mean,
It was so good.
Poor Kurt. What does it say about your husband?
Kurt's traveling.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know.
No, and the other one's in my neighborhood in the North Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next, new canned rosé.
Okay, I brought the empty can. Sorry, there's nothing in there for you. It's a South.
What kind of guest are you?
And I had to dig them out of the trash, but they're really good. It's called Libanzi. It's a South African maker. Usually I only feature Minnesota makers, but I made an exception. It is really like effervescent and light, and I just loved it. I didn't know I was gonna love it so much. So they were like, what are you loving? I was like, oh, this canned wine. I got it at Cedar Lake Wine and Spirits over in Golden Valley, which is my new hood, but it's delicious. And I got one for a friend too. Sorry, not you. And she loved it too.
all right, Steph.
You know, we
I
went
know.
together.
I
I'll
know.
bring you some when we go to Disney.
That's right. But you loved it so much you dug it out of the garbage.
I did, because I wanted you to see it's just a beautiful can. It's a perfect size.
Not too sweet?
No, not at all. Very dry, very effervescent, just a little bit bubbly. I felt like it was a party in my mouth. It was great. I loved it.
There we go. She's the best. She's a party when she comes here. Are you going back to Ely as soon as we're done now?
I am going back. I've got a state fair coming up, and then I'm still working on the cookbook. I have tomatoes to harvest. My tomatoes are finally starting to come in. I probably have like 100. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I'll make you some sauce. I bet you'll like that.
We should just do a segment. Make us some sauces.
We'll make some sauce,
okay.
for sure.
Beware of the beaver when you go back up. That's right. Stephanie Hansen, everybody. To follow everything about Stephanie, go to stephaniesdish.com. When we come back, y'all were really busy this weekend, so you're showing us what you did in your weekend when we come back. Back in a moment. Oh, Hansen.
I'll buy these for you.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Make it a good day. The boys of the Am House singing our theme song. Welcome back. Well, it is one of our favorite parts of Monday, seeing how you all spent your weekend. So you ready, Kendall? Mm-hmm. There we go. It's time to show us your weekend. First up is Michelle. Hi, Michelle. She shared a picture of her Coon Rapids class of 91 reunion. 30 years. It's funny, all of my high school friends, a lot of them were about a year older. They just had their 91 reunion. I was hoping to go. I couldn't make it, but congratulations. I love the class of 91. Patricia shared this picture of her family party this weekend. That's a big old family. Hello, family. That's a big one. I could probably, first row would be my family. Next, Kara and her family went to the Van Gogh immersion show in Minneapolis. Everybody is talking about this. She says it was amazing. Floor director Tyler, I think, was there. Did you like it? It was good. Big thumbs up from Tyler. LaVon was celebrating this weekend. She shared a picture of her bachelorette party. Let me look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at the wigs. I love the wigs. Yeah. And the tats as well. Look at it. Nikki celebrated this weekend. She had a 50th birthday party and shared a picture of her cake. That is, okay, first of all, this is a girl right up my alley. The Barbie is holding a baby bottle of Tito's. That is amazing. Okay, that's my friend right there. Terry's grandson celebrated his second birthday this weekend by going to the county fair. Hi, buddy. Look at him. Look at that cutie. Many of you whipped up some great meals. First up, Matthew smoked some ribs on Saturday. That's the one thing. That's one thing I can't make.
Ribs?
I've never, yeah.
You know I can't cook.
I know you can't cook. Why am I even asking you? And check out what Tana made Saturday morning. Peanut butter waffles with some syrup and hash rounds rather. I love a good waffle. I'm more of a pancake guy, but
Me too.
Yeah, but I do love a good waffle. Next, Steve shared this picture taking his grand dog out for a dinner cruise. Yeah. Oh, the boys. I know my boys are total lake dogs. Beyond. All I have to say is, want to go on the boat? And Dexter and Big run out there. And Christine says her dog Sammy got tired on her walk, so Daddy had to carry him. Yep. That happens. Aww. That happens from time to time.
They just stop.
They just stop and they're like, you know what? Y'all can walk. I am done. Mm-hmm. Michelle shared this picture with the caption, "Summer fun." Okay.
Is that a
yes, that is a poo emoji. Okay. A pizza slice, a pretzel, and a flamingo. I mean, the family knows. Oh, and it looks like a paddleboard too.
Oh, yeah, one of those paddle north things.
I'm going to visit this family. They know how to do the lake.
Hello.
And Rachel shared this picture. She went camping at beautiful Itasca State Park and walked across the Mississippi River. So good.
I almost did that because when we go up north, we usually do an Itasca day and we walk across the Mississippi because it's fun. It's fun to say I walked across the river.
We had, I had guests in. I said this on Friday. My cousin and his husband were with us. through the weekend, and we took them everywhere. But you realize, and this is no offense to them, you realize that 4 days with a guest in your house is a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a long time to entertain and then to make sure that there's space for everybody.
Yeah,
and stuff
it
like
is
that.
just, can y'all relate when your guests leave? Like, you love them, and I loved having them, but the moment we put them on the train back, we like breathed a sigh of relief. It was like, oh, okay.
Now it's
We
just our
don't have to
house again.
entertain. Yeah, no, it was great having them. How was your week off, though?
It was good. We went up, like I said, we went up north. We do this vacation every year. We go up to Leech Lake with the family. This year might be the last. It's really hard to coordinate things. You can see this is one of our favorite spots. It's at Trapper's Landing on Leech Lake. It's my fam. Splitting some mimosas. My sister's dog, Willie. It's Jordan and I, of course. We had to get one photo, and he looks really good in that photo.
I was going to say, I wish you two weren't so photogenic. It really does just anger me. I see, and I heard Stephanie Hansen say, leave this picture up, Leo. I heard Stephanie Hansen say something similar. When you flip through Kendall's Instagram stories, you inevitably feel worse about yourself.
No.
Because you're like, look, like Jordan, like that's the guy. I mean, like that's a guy. That's a dude,
He's
you know?
a hubba bubba.
Yeah,
He is.
he ain't ugly, as we say.
No, he's not.
No.
Okay, one other photo that we have is this one. My sister Chloe and her boyfriend Zach of 4 years got engaged while we were up there.
Now, this is not the sister that's Miss Minnesota.
No, not Miss Minnesota. There's
She's
three
Miss
of us.
Vermont. What is she?
She's Miss Art Director. She's
Okay.
an art director. She's like very
really?
cool. Yes.
How fancy.
I know, right? So that's Chloe and Zach. They met in college. They've been friends forever. Started dating 4 years ago. He had always been in love with her, and she always had a different boyfriend. He waited
And
his
the timing
turn.
worked?
Oh man, and it was so beautiful that he told us that morning, individually, like while we were at the beach. Whenever Chloe was out of earshot, he was like, "So I'm gonna propose to Chloe tonight," and I was like, you can't tell me that because now I gotta fix my face. And like, how am I gonna fix my face fast enough? But
I love that you made it about you.
No, all of us.
Oh my God, my face!
All of us were like, oh, okay. And then Chloe would walk over and be like, what are you guys talking about? And it was like, nothing, the sand. The sand's hot on the beach.
Oh.
Like, but it was beautiful, and Leech Lake and Huddles means so much to us. So it was a really cool place for them to get
You
engaged.
three look like you've been carved out of each other's calves.
I know,
You look
we're like-
exactly, I mean, like there's no denying you are sisters.
Thank you.
Miss Vermont, Miss Minnesota, you. I mean, yeah.
I know. I really hope that when I am 6 years older than Ellie and in my 60s, I can be like, no, I'm in my early 50s. Can't you tell?
Yeah, you all will, believe me. Thanks to everyone who posted a photo. You can stay connected with us on social media. Just search for The Jason Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Jason Show TV. And as I mentioned, our personal accounts as well, Kendall Mark, or just search for Jason Matheson. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. My face! Welcome back. Thank you for watching today, kicking off a brand new week. Don't forget, if you missed us live, you can always watch us on YouTube. We post each day's shows along with clips. Just search for The Jason Show on YouTube and hit subscribe. Clap!
Clip.
Okay, you ready for the bubblegum goodbye? It's been a while.
I know.
Here we go. What's the first song you pick on a jukebox? Oh, I have a, yeah, touch tunes all the way. We'll have the answer when we come back in a moment. Oh, easy. There's a couple, actually. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, bubblegum goodbye question. What's the first song you play on touch tunes or a jukebox? Or Tyler, Fuller director Tyler, who's like 17, went, what's a jukebox? But anyway,
Rude.
What's a song?
It depends on the setting, but it either has to be Tell You What I Want, What I Really, Really Want by
Spice Girls? Okay.
Or I'll do some Shania Twain, some Van Morrison, Into the Mystic. Those are kind of my go-to.
Okay.
Or T.I. You can have whatever you like. Do you know T.I.?
I do, but
rapper.
The question was actually just one song, so I don't quite know what to do with
depends
this.
on the vibe.
Okay. I don't care.
yours?
Mine is always Juice Newton's Queen of Hearts.
Which is why we just listened to it during
Yeah.
that commercial
So if you're
break.
in a bar And if you hear Queen of Hearts,
Just
oddly, look, chances are I'm there.
Oh, if there's pull tabs,
I took
vodka
Colin.
sodas.
I took Colin to this bar when we first met, and I played Cher, and I'm pretty sure that we were the only gay within like 400 miles.
The only
And he
gay.
looked at me and he goes, "We may want to leave, or stop playing Cher," because I was playing I was playing After All, Shoop, If I Could Turn Back Time.
Oh, good.
And the bikers were looking at me like, "You better run." Yeah.
You better run, Mr.
No, this is a good bar.
They liked
Tomorrow
it.
on the show, producer Ted tries out the Red Room at Barry's, considered one of the toughest workouts on the planet Earth. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because no one can tell you're doing it wrong. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.